In this bubble tutorial video, I'm going to show you how you can allow your users to add a value to a dropdown. And the example I've got here is a quick form for building a movie database, and I've added in a dropdown for genre. So what if I wanted to allow my users to add in maybe a subcategory of sci-fi, like hard sci-fi, for example? I'm going to show you how to do that in this tutorial video. But before I do that, quick plug for our website, planetnocode.com. If you're enjoying this content and these videos, you can like and subscribe on YouTube, but you can only access all of the videos we've ever made at planetnocode.com. So let's go into the editor. And the first thing I need to do is change it from static choices to dynamic. And I need to set up a data type for genre. Now, this is an app that I've created a lot of demo content in, so ignore most of these. We're going to just go ahead and create genre. And then I'm going to add in a field and just say label. That's going to be a text. And now my choices are going to be of data type genre. And then it's going to be do a search for all of the entries in my database for genre. And we could even do sort alphabetically by label. And then, go back to it. I need to say to display to the user, what do we print to the user to represent the entry in our database? We add in label. So go back to data. I'm going to add in the examples that I had, and I'm going to do it manually. Now I need to consider when I do this, that this is data entry manually through the bubble editor into the version database that I'm currently using. I'm using my dev, my version test, and you might want to consider how you would then go ahead and populate the live database. You can always copy and restore between the two databases, but just be really careful to read the fine print there of what exactly is being overwritten. But right now, I just want to write in comedy. Rom-com and sci-fi. So now if I preview the app, you'll notice it's basically the same. It's technically changed because it's put them in alphabetical order, which they weren't in before. But this is now retrieving values from the database in order to populate it. So going back to my editor, I'm now going to add in the ability for users to add values in. So first of all, my plan is to add a plus button in here and then use a pop-up to add in values. So I'm going to add a row container onto my genre label and change this from 100% width to say 50. And now I'm going to add in an icon. Plus, there we go, make it a bit bigger, say 24. Okay, now I'm going to add in a pop-up, and I'm not going to bother, well, I'll do a little bit of nice styling here. So this is how I style pop-ups. We'll add in text, and we'll say add genre. And an input and a button. Okay, I'm not paying much attention to making this look good. Right, this will be save, and this will be type here to add a genre. And it should not be empty. So let's add the workflow to this button. So when this button is clicked, we're going to create a new genre. And its label is going to be input, no, genre, no, type. I'm wanting it to be this one, input type here. Let's try that again. Input. So I'm not seeing it. Now, this is perhaps a bug. I'm going to refresh the page to just see if that's a bug. Now, I do like to leave these instances in our videos because it can kind of highlight basically what I do if something goes wrong. So I'm waiting for it to load back in. I'm clicking on the workflow. It's just taking its time to load in. I'm going to be patient with it. I'm going to refresh it one more time. Okay, I'll try getting to it from here. So then the next thing that I would do is I'd check bubble status page and see if there is an issue. Not that I can see. Ah, and it's loaded back in now. Fine. Right, that was a bit of a detour. Let's just hope we get the input. Now, input. Yeah. We're still not getting it. What? Input text. Input. Let me completely rename it. Input genre. Right. Okay. Right. If I've missed something, leave it in the comment below. I don't think I did. But anyway, we're saving that now. And then we want to reset inputs in case they want to add another genre. Yeah. And then we want to hide the pop-up. Last bit to do is to show the pop-up. And let's preview it. So we'll click the plus and then we'll put in hard sci-fi. Click save. And you can see hard sci-fi has been added. Now, I'm going to make a couple of UX improvements to this. One is that when the plus icon is clicked, I am going to set focus to an input element so that when the pop-up loads, they can type straight into the genre field. I'm also going to I want to make it so that when they close the pop-up, the genre is the one that they've just added. I think I need to use a custom state for that. So I'm going to have a new custom state on this page. And a custom state is basically a temporary way of storing data. It's not being saved to the database. If the user refreshes the page, the custom state is lost. For that, I'm going to add into here new genre and make it of type genre. So that then when the genre is created, I'm going to set state of my page, new genre, to the results of step 1. I'm going to move that up to here just so that there's not kind of any flickering or delay. And then on genre, I'm going to say default value is my page, so form demos, custom state, new genre, like that. Let's try that now. So I need another genre, historical. Click save, and historical has filled in with the field. So there you have it. That's how you can add in values to your input. Now, a few things to be aware of. You're going to need to think carefully about your privacy rules here. And you'll also want to think about, do you want your users to be able to add, say this is a site-wide data type. Do you want your users to be able to add data types themselves in here? You could end up with duplicates. You could end up with inappropriate content. All things to bear in mind. Any questions, leave them down in the comments section below.